Ladies and gentlemen, your boys are back at it again with part 2 of WrestleMania.
It's always so obvious when you're like 4 times.
I know.
It doesn't come out chill boys.
Chill boys. Welcome to Paperwork Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, Mike, what iced tea are you drinking? What do you got there?
I'm Diet Lemon.
Diet Lemon? Classy. I like it. Wawa is not a sponsor, but if they want to, give us a call.
And if you don't know what Wawa is,
find out.
Go fuck yourself.
No, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can't do
Google it.
Yeah, Google it. Well, welcome back to part 2 of our predictions extravaganza. We are recording this on the it's Thursday morning, right? I've lost track of the week.
Probably.
Okay. So we hopefully should be releasing this soon. You'll listen to it and be all ready to go. But we discussed all the Raw matches yesterday, and today we're going to discuss the SmackDown matches. So I don't know, and then we might try to get an NXT prediction show in for this week as well, but schedules are not aligning for that right now. So we're sorry to disappoint you.
Yeah, for all you looking forward to our NXT predictions, it may have to come in social media text form. You may have to read. I'm sorry.
Yes, it is the plight that we have to deal with. I don't even know if that makes sense. But let's jump right into predictions. So which match you want to go first on the SmackDown side? I sent you there. Are you looking over the list now?
No, I was texting. I'm sorry.
So let's go with this one. Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio.
That's where I was going.
Okay.
So
I know yesterday you said this might open the show. The one thing I don't know is if Rey Mysterio is hurt, he might be missing Mania. So I don't know if this match is actually going to happen.
Well, yeah, I mean, Joe will wrestle somebody.
Yes. My prediction is if he doesn't wrestle Mysterio, it's probably going to be either Ali or Andrade, most likely Ali.
Well, I was thinking, too, R-Truth.
I don't think they'll do R-Truth.
You don't think
so?
I mean, he's not announced for the Andre Giant Battle Royal.
He's not?
So, no, I don't think he is. I don't remember saying his name yesterday.
I don't remember anything you said yesterday. The only reason I know who you picked is because I wrote him down.
If I did say his name, then I apologize to R-Truth, but I don't think I did, which is funny because that could possibly be the John Cena match.
That would be actually really good.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe come out and do an open challenge. So let's leave. We'll treat this like how we did the Angle one yesterday. If it's Joe Mysterio, who wins?
Joe.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I don't think he can lose.
I don't think no matter who it is in this, unless it ends up being Cena, which I don't think this is going to be the Cena match, but unless it ended up being Cena, that could be the only person I could see possibly beating him for the title.
I could see if it's Ali. But this is the thing, though, like how you talk about, like, I'm looking at this match on an island. Based on the rest of the card, there's already a lot of title changes I see happening. So, like, right. I don't see a Ali coming in and win. Like, I could see an Ali coming in and winning, but I don't.
On another card.
On another card, yes. Not.
Yeah, if you weren't predicting other changes, you could see it happening. Yeah. But trust me, I understand. So,
you saying Samoa Joe for this one? I hope it happens. Samoa Joe, Mysterio should be a good match. Mysterio has looked absolutely phenomenal since he's come back to WWE. So, it's.
I mean, part of me feels like it may just end up happening and be more of a squash match than anything.
I don't think it will be a squash match.
But I'm saying if he's hurt, I think they may still have him wrestle, as long as it's not a serious injury and just, kind of not much of a squash, but, a 5-minute match, like not really give them a whole lot of time for it.
Yeah. So, but you're saying Samoa Joe regardless?
Yeah, I think Joe wins no matter who it is. And are we going to guess who we think he might wrestle against? If it's not Mysterio?
Well, I thought that's what we were just doing.
Okay. Well, did I tell you who it was going to be?
You said Cena.
No, I didn't.
You said possible.
I said I could see this, but if you remember, I mean, I could see it, but I can't see him. So.
Oh my god, I'm done. Side note: I was shopping on Amazon last night, and I have the John Cena "You Can't See Me" pop in my wish list to purchase.
Yeah, you see it. It came back. They put more in stock.
Okay, good.
I did check it out. I have my second wrestling pop vinyl, which I would assume would have been Kurt Angle, but it's not. I have it pre-ordered. It's Becky Lynch, the man.
Oh, okay.
I had to. Right when I seen it come out, I was like, I got to get this.
Who's your first one? I forget.
I guess it's technically two, the Young Bucks.
Oh, okay. That's right.
That's the only wrestling pop vinyl I have right now. I'm trying to be selective.
I have a few. I have. If we're going into a pop discussion, I have Young Bucks, Omega, Cody, CM Punk, Hulk Hogan, the New Day. The New Day I got.
Yeah, Finn Balor.
Yeah, I have 2 Finn Balors and AJ Styles and Nakamura.
Did you have Kevin Owens?
Nah, I don't have. They didn't have. No. At least when I was really buying them, they didn't have Kevin Owens. But either way, Mike, who is Samoa Joe going to face if Rey Mysterio is hurt?
I'll stick with what I said in the previous episode. If you listened, and apparently, if you're listening to this episode after the Raw episode, you will probably remember what I said. But since it's 24 hours later and Walton wasn't listening to me the first time, I said Andrade.
Okay.
So
the only reason why I don't see that is just because I don't think he'll heel. But the thing is, you're going to have the entire WrestleMania crowd chanting Joe, and it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, but you put Andrade in that match too, and he's going to get cheered.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and that's the biggest thing, where I don't think it's not like a... You know, I guess there's a bunch of different heels you could do that with, but I think he could be a face for a night.
Yeah.
I don't know. They could play it off that Mysterio was going to wrestle and Andrade beat him down and injured him worse or something like that. You know, I'm just kind of
throwing.
I'm thinking logically and not WWE logically.
You're wrong.
Logically,
you're wrong. You can't do that, man. It's gonna hurt you in the long run.
And I can't go Ali because I have Ali winning the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, so I will stick with
maybe
Andrade.
It'll be Ali's night and he gets 2 wins.
And then maybe they'll just put him in the championship match for having 2 wins.
Replacing Kofi.
Yeah, he's gonna.
That actually makes a lot more sense, like just with the way they've been playing this anti-Kofi thing. But, you know what? We brought him up. Let's jump right into it. Brian Kofi.
Ah, wow. We are jumping over a battle royal. And
you know what?
Some other
we'll
shit.
Do the battle royal as the piss break for the fans.
Yeah, I guess we know what we're going to end with. So,
yeah,
you know, it's like the way WrestleMania is set up. We're separating.
Let's go, Brian Kofi. Easily the best accident WWE has fell into in years.
Absolutely.
Like, as much as I'd hate to say, like, I am glad Ali got hurt. Like, that's the only reason why this is happening, I think.
And this doesn't. I know a lot of people question it. So this doesn't become Ali Bryan if Ali doesn't get hurt.
No,
it just doesn't.
I don't know what this. I don't know what this is. Then, like,
he may have gotten a title shot out of it at Fastlane. It would not have been at WrestleMania.
No way. I don't know what this match would have been if... Like, I don't know what the WWE Championship match... I forget what we were even talking about beforehand on that prediction.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering if they flipped what it was supposed to be. Where if Kevin Owens was supposed to come back and lead something into WrestleMania with Bryan, and Ali was supposed to have a Fastlane match with Bryan. And then because of the whole Kofi thing, it kind of like jumbled it up, and they were like, all right, because Kevin Owens thing seemed kind of rushed, which would make a little bit more sense if that was meant for Mania and not for Fastlane.
Well, the Kevin Owens thing was rushed just because I think it was helping tell the storyline of like screwing Kofi out of title shots.
Yeah, and I agree. But like The whole thing didn't make a whole lot of sense.
You're absolutely right, because now Kevin Owens is back. Like, he's just doing the KO show, and he's not on WrestleMania at all.
Yeah, and he was a face used in a heelish way that never turned heel. You know what I mean? Like, I almost feel like they had the idea to bring him back face against Bryan for Mania.
Yeah.
And it was their way to kind of keep him face, even though it was in a heelish way. Like, it seemed like a clusterfuck, and I think it's because they had to flip the script because of Kofi.
Well, the Kevin Owens thing seems like a clusterfuck.
Yeah,
but not
there was
this.
A lot of other guys they could have put in that situation. I mean, why not a guy like Samoa Joe or something like that? You know what I mean?
Or even Styles again.
And yeah, Vince McMahon's been pushing Styles. It would have made a little bit more sense for Styles to wrestle, just for the Fastlane, and have Orton screw him at Fastlane, and then Kofi gets his chance. You still keep the storylines going. So that's the only reason why I kind of believe that it might have been Kevin Owens' shot at WrestleMania.
But
that
I am
kind of got jumped by Kofi.
I'm so excited for this match. Like, this is so awesome to just see Kofi be able. Because here's the thing, I never thought he would ever be here. Would he have ever gotten championship matches? Sure. Like, everyone gets them. James Ellsworth had a championship match. So, like...
Yeah, but, like he said, he's never had a one-on-one. He's only had one time where there was a glimmer of hope they were going to push him as a top singles competitor, and that's the whole, him and Orton.
Oh, the stupid thing?
Yeah. That guy.
But I never thought, we would be here. Like, it is, I'm picking Kofi to win. Like, this is not even, I don't care if it, logic out the door. Like, I think it's Kofi's. Like, I think WWE would get so much more backlash if they didn't have Kofi win. I think they're going to...
Is that the next pay-per-view?
Huh?
No.
You said save it for the...
You said... No, you said they would get backlash.
Oh.
I said, is that the next pay-per-view?
It might be. I don't know. But...
That's why they'll have Kofi lose.
But now, I think this has Kofi written all over it. I think this is going to be a really good match. I think this is going to be... You're going to see real emotion in the ring if Kofi wins.
Yeah.
Especially even from the New Day, because those guys all seem completely genuine about their appreciation of Kofi, and they want him to win. I don't know what else. I don't see the New Day getting involved in this.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah, I know there's all the different thought process that they might turn on.
I don't
shit like that. Just stupid stuff. I personally, and it might sound crazy, but I think this is one match that I really do not care who the winner is. I want it to be Kofi.
Yes.
I absolutely positively want it to be Kofi. But if Kofi were to put on a really great match with Bryan and come up short, it's still a WrestleMania moment in a main event match for a title. You know what I mean? Is it the same feel? They might save that for Becky. And if Seth is going to win too, I could see them going with Bryan. This one's tough for me. Literally looking down the card, this one is probably the toughest match for me. Because I want Bryan to win too. I want them to continue to further Bryan's storyline. You know what I mean? I love the way they went with him as a heel.
I think here's the thing. I think you can continue the storyline and just have him get the title back at whatever the next pay-per-view after.
Yeah, and I think you're right. And what really sucks, because I have a weird feeling in the pit of my stomach, and actually since we've recorded yesterday, they have announced that the Cruiserweight is on the pre-show with the Battle Royals, which we kind of guessed it would be. I have a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach that this is going to lead off the show with Kofi winning. I just have a bad feeling that this is going to lead it off.
It's a good lead-off show.
Yeah, but it's like one of those things. You're going to give him his WrestleMania moment. Let it... And I know that the stupid shit that they spew out, that every WrestleMania match is a main event, and blah, 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 blah. It's not true. At most, the last 3 matches are.
Give it top. And the thing you're saying, give it top billing. Like, give it one of the top.
Yeah. And the thing that sucks is the women's match, and not that it sucks that the women's match is the main event, but that's a main event. Unfortunately, Triple H and Batista will be one of the final 3 matches. Now, do you give it to Lesnar or Rollins? Do you give it to Reigns McIntyre? You know what I mean? Like, who else is going to be put? Because Triple H and Batista is going to be probably the next to last match.
Yeah. This is a very stacked card.
It is, because that's what, like, if I'm thinking in my head that you're going to have a Kofi, Bryan, which makes sense to lead off the show. They're not, from hardcore wrestling fans, they love it. From people who are casual, might not care as much about Kofi winning. So I could understand it going on early. A Styles Orton match is an awesome match, and I could see that going on early.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hell. Even Ms. Shane always goes on, at least to the middle to the end. I can see that happening early.
Yeah, because that storyline's not as big.
Yeah, so just looking down the card, like you even said yesterday, Demon Balor, you want later on in the show.
Yes.
So now other matches have to get moved on earlier.
Do you think they'll be able to talk to the gods and have them darken the New York a little bit earlier so that way we could possibly...
That New York would just...
Yeah.
They'll just...
Yeah, just like...
have one black-ass cloud
over
just
put a cloud over it so that everything's dark and it'll just work. Side note, speaking of Dark Cloud, did you see the John Oliver sketch?
Oh my god.
Oh man, he fucking destroyed them.
Yes, he did. I love how they came out and said things were false.
Yeah. Man,
he doesn't understand. Like, come on now. People have been saying that for years. Don't act like this is something.
The highlight of that thing. The best part for me was he was like, I enjoy it. Like in the very beginning,
I love the fact that he didn't shit on wrestling. He shit on the way that
the business
WWE
practices
treats its wrestlers.
Yeah, the business practice, which was very good. Okay, back to the actual wrestlers who are putting their bodies on the line and not getting health care.
Okay, so Kofi Bryan. As much as I just waffled back and forth, I did pick Lesnar yesterday for a reason. It's because I see Kofi winning this.
Alrighty. I love the dramatics into you announcing on who's going to win.
Yeah. I wouldn't be upset either way, though. I know a lot of people would be. I wouldn't, because I don't think they're going to make Kofi look weak in this match, and I think there's a way to come out of it with Bryan winning, with Kofi still.
Was the New Day
momentum.
Was the New Day in a match last year?
I feel like they had last year. We watched last year's together,
yes.
Right? They were in that match with weren't they in the match with Harper and Rowan?
I'm pulling it up now. That's what
or the Usos. It was the Usos, New Day, and
what? Yeah, it was. They were in the Yep. So that match got only 5 minutes. So
yeah.
2 years ago, Daniel Bryan wasn't on the card, and New Day was hosting. Which again, New Day hosting was actually fit very well for them.
Oh yeah, and what made that even better was when the Hardys returned, and you thought it was going to be the New Day putting themselves in the match. Yeah, it fit perfectly. It fit perfectly, at least into that match.
Yeah. Well, in the overall card thing with where New Day was. Yeah. Daniel Bryan wasn't wrestling. Last year, Daniel Bryan returns, and New Day's in the match after Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey, which was everyone's piss break. And now this year, Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston are fighting for the WWE Championship. It's cool.
Yeah.
This is
no matter where they put it, unless they put it in the pre-show, it's still on the WrestleMania card.
Yes. This is where wrestling's cool. Stuff like this. Yeah. It's the wrestling what the hell is it? Wrestling's not wrestling thing. Like, he talks about, you can follow a guy's career over 25 years or something like that. Hell, we've been following Kofi's career for years, and he's always been the gimmick guy at the Royal Rumble. So,
Yeah.
I know we forgot to do most of them, but I'm thinking Peachy's going to pick Kofi for this one.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I think we stopped about halfway yesterday doing Peachy's picks.
Yeah, it's time constraints. Alrighty. Let's have the fans get a piss break. Women's Battle Royal.
Okay.
I don't know who's in it.
I'm going to get that list up that I had.
I'm going Nikki Cross. They're not really.
Oh, you know what? No. I can tell you who's going to win. I don't even need to see who's in it.
I'm guessing
it's
Mandy Rose.
No. Oh God, I'm hating myself right now.
What give me a clue? Give me something.
No. They got to keep the intrigue up. If I start explaining,
you know who I would. You know what? I'm changing this.
You better not pick the same person I got.
I'm saying Ruby Riott.
No, I'm also not saying her.
I'm doing this more so just because I would like to see her win.
She's not even in it?
Who?
Oh, they don't have everybody confirmed yet.
Well, pick it.
What's her face? From the one that I ranted and raved about from NXT.
Oh, Lacey Evans?
Yeah. I don't know why I could not think of her name.
That's a good one.
She's gonna win. There's not even.
Yeah, you're right.
There's not a shadow of
I'm not changing
doubt that she's gonna win it.
I'm not changing mine from Ruby Riott. I'll stick with that. But Lacey Evans, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I hate it's just a time filler. This is the same as the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I really don't care about it.
Yeah. I mean, if one of the three people win that we just said, I'd enjoy it. I'm probably going to enjoy this better than the men's.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. But yeah,
I wish they would put something on this, like a title shot or something. Like that, you don't just get the title, you get something, you get some sort of title shot or something like that to give a little bit more meaning to it.
Yeah, there has to be something attached to it. I know in the famous lost episode of Vaporware Podcast, I talk about how the Royal Rumble has lost meaning to the winner. But I know it's hard to continue to attach things to events, but yeah, hell, even if it's you get the main event a pay-per-view in the next couple months or something like that. It's not even for a title, just something stupid attached to it other than a fucking trophy and a title.
Yeah.
Like a title is in a name, oh, you're the winner.
You're the Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner for 2 weeks, and then we forget about it.
Yeah. If we tried to right now rattle off all the winners, I don't know that we would struggle.
Cesaro, Big Show. That was 32. Who won at 32? Baron Corbin, Mojo Rawley, and Matt Hardy.
That was not as easy as it probably should have been.
Yeah.
And we talked about it yesterday.
Yeah, true.
That's the thing. We literally talked about the Battle Royal
Who won the
yesterday,
Women's Battle Royal last year?
Naomi,
okay.
Right?
So, yeah, this is where we're at.
Yeah. I'm going with Lacey Evans. They've been promoting the fuck out of her without having her wrestle. I could see her coming in and kind of wiping. This can lead to her push. She might be one of the people that actually gets something out of this.
I remember last year, and I kind of hope they do something similar. Remember they did the WWE versus NXT standoff?
Yes, yeah.
That was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool little moment that they had. So I hope they do something similar.
Yeah. I could see this isn't what I'm predicting for the main event, but I could see something where since they're calling it a winner take all, Becky winning both titles has to forfeit one of them. She forfeits the SmackDown one, and then Lacey automatically for winning it gets a title shot or some shit.
I like that. I like that thought process.
It's not where my mindset is going, but I could see something like that happening.
Yeah. Alrighty, what match do we want to talk about? Now, let's do the tag title match because I think that's going to be that'll be a somewhat quick one. So for the tag titles, it is the Usos versus Ricochet and Alistair Black versus The Bar versus oh God, who's the fourth? Oh, Nakamura and Rusev. I don't know who's gonna win this. Like, I'm gonna say the Usos, just because there's already a lot of other title changes happening. I don't like. This is where I don't know. Like, so the night or Friday night, Ricochet and Alistair Black are fighting for the NXT tag team titles.
Right.
And then they just fought for the Raw titles and lost kind of weirdly, like by count out or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Yeah, I'm not quite understanding where they're going with them.
It's working. Like they have a program. Like, it's not that like they didn't get lost in the shuffle or anything like that. Like, so like I don't know. I just don't think they're gonna win. I think it's gonna be the Usos.
I guess my point is I don't understand why they're in a WrestleMania match. I don't quite comprehend it.
Oh, for the flippy stuff, basically to do their superhero pose in the middle of WrestleMania.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm going to Usos. I'd love to go to the bar. I think the Usos are going to win it, but
I don't want to. My issue with the bar is like I don't like. It's just basically like they're throwing the titles back and forth to each other, and it's just getting annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. That's why I'm going with the Usos. But I'd love to see some type of turn on one of their parts, Ricochet or Black. Like, for them to win the titles, and then one of them turn on each other on this.
I don't see it.
Or start to show some dissension, like something happened at WrestleMania to lead to it. I would love to see it. I just don't know which one of them they would turn heel. That's a bad thing.
Yeah. I don't see them doing. Yeah. I kind of see, because I don't see them winning the NXT tag team titles. I don't see them winning these, so I kind of see them after this, kind of just like maybe on Monday night saying, "Hey, we've had a good run. Time to go our separate ways, shake hands, and kind of have like an amicable split."
Well, when's the have they announced the draft?
Nah, I think it's usually like 2 weeks after.
See, I could see them staying together as a team, and then one of them getting drafted to SmackDown. You know, and that being their way
technically
of
they're
separating
free
them.
agents. That's why they're still on both shows.
Yeah, but they'll probably make their way to Raw on the Monday after. You know, become full-time Raw members and then get drafted or something.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I got Usos winning. It's just going to be a clusterfuck of a match. You're going to get.
It's a way to get guys on the.
You're going to get. I've read something the other day. There's like 97 wrestlers scheduled to appear at WrestleMania. But yeah,
and think about this. There is way less multi-man matches than there was last year. That's the crazy thing to think about it. Like the men's the battle royal is probably less than what there was last year. I don't know if it's the same amount. The women's, the only ones they have announced right now, is less than what they had last year. And it's a bunch of singles matches. Last year was nothing but tag teams and triple threats and the fatal four ways. And
yeah.
I think to think now, like, unless they're going to have a Raw tag team title match, like a four-way or something, just randomly showing up, I don't.
Yeah, I don't. That's what I don't get. Like, I don't. They're not. I don't think Raw's tag titles are going to be on the card. So.
Yeah, it doesn't make. I don't know. So I like the fact that they're not a bunch of fucking multi-man matches.
Yeah.
Actually, the funny thing is, it stands out. Like this SmackDown tag team match, it stands out.
Yes.
In a very negative light. When the rest of the card is so cut and dry.
Yeah. So. But yeah, we got nothing really for that one.
Yeah.
All right, let's do AJ Styles and Randy Orton.
Okay.
Probably
I expected
one of the better built storylines going into this one for not really having a storyline.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited for it. Like it should be a good match. Again, it's a WWE guy versus an indie guy,
right.
Which is like which is probably the better wrestler of the WWE guys and Randy Orton, who can still go.
Oh yeah,
The one thing I am upset about is that they gave away the phenomenal forearm into the RKO.
Well, that just means they got to find a better way to do it.
That's what I'm hoping we get something like that. So, I don't know who's going to win this one, honestly. So, like, neither guy I think really needs it.
No, not really.
But like, I don't like Orton. I feel like has been on a losing streak lately. I don't know why. I have no facts to. He just has not stuck out to me as a winner recently.
Yeah, it doesn't. He feels like, I'd even say over the last couple of years, he feels like the anti-Cena.
Yeah.
Like, where everybody complains, like, Cena doesn't need this win. Why does he keep winning? Why does he keep winning? It's almost like Orton doesn't need this win, so they continue to have him lose.
Yeah, but then I say this, though, and AJ Styles was just in a program with Bryan and lost the title and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm saying, like, I could go either way. Like, I'm going to go Orton.
Okay.
Just because, like, I've been picking kind of I kind of see Orton because I can see this being the McMahon doing my guy over the indie guy type match.
Yeah. Yeah, I
like, just to remind Styles who's the boss.
And that's Tony Danza.
Obviously. Maybe he'll win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Yeah, I'm flipping back and forth on this purely because I think Styles is going to win, but I have way too many faces winning on this card, and that's another thing to think about. Like,
yep,
Lesnar might be the only. I guess Tony Nese, Lesnar. They're the only two heels that I really have winning. Yeah, they're the only two heels that I have winning up to this point. I mean, Joe. But I'm still going to go Styles. As much as WrestleMania is the time for faces to win.
Yeah.
So I'll go Styles. I see him, them finding a way to get a crazy ass RKO and him to kick out.
Okay.
And,
I definitely see that.
Yeah.
That something's going to, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a fun match to watch. I'd like them to continue.
I think it will.
This little.
I think it will. Yeah. I don't think that this is.
This is one of the ones. I mean, you'll probably still get Lashley and Baylor for the next year because apparently for some reason they like putting them two together. But this is one of the ones that I'd like to see in the next.
It makes sense. They like putting Baylor and Lashley together. Big guy versus small guy. David versus Goliath. Demon versus butt. That's going to be the hashtag for that match.
But either way, Styles and Orton, I think I said this yesterday, it's obviously one of the three matches, and I want to see the whole WrestleMania, don't get me wrong here, but I am working WrestleMania night, which sucks. This is the first time in a long time I have not had off for WrestleMania, and I work overnight, for some of you that don't know, and I will be going in at 10 o'clock, well, starting at 10 o'clock at night, so I'll probably be sleeping through the beginning of it, so I'll be watching it on delay, I'd assume, but if I were to skip through it, that's one of the three matches I absolutely positively definitely want to watch from beginning to end.
Yeah, there's a good shot. I think I'm going to end up missing the pre-show.
Watch it on delay. Well, I mean, it's very important stuff.
No. Dude, there's a good shot, like, because it doesn't sound like we're doing the normal crazy WrestleMania party we normally do.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's not even just me watching on my own. We've always WrestleMania and Royal Rumble. We've always watched together.
Yeah,
so
like I think I might go over Fico's house or something like that. But even that point, like this is going to go until like 12, 1 o'clock, and I didn't take off the next day. So I'm like, come like 9:30, I'm going to be like, oh, it's time for bed.
It was painful last year, and I know people keep calling for the 2-day thing. And to be honest with you, now with NXT on Friday night, which I just sadly heard about. Did we talk about this on the episode or was it before the episode?
What?
We talked about NXT being on Friday.
We talked about it before.
Okay. I'm talking about something we talked about off the air.
Off the air.
So I'm trying to explain that I did not realize that it was moved back to Friday. And I'm kind of curious, with the Hall of Fame now kind of being like condensed to 15 minutes a person, and then moving it to Friday, do you think, and it's completely off topic here, do you think that there is possibly a realistic shot that they spread it over 2 days?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You don't think so?
Because I would not be as interested if it was over 2 days.
Well, I don't give a fuck if you'd be interested.
No, but that's what I'm just saying. Like it's, but you just asked my opinion if I think they would, and now you don't care if I'm interested. No, like
I didn't say if you would go to it.
Well, no, not even go to it. Like I don't think I would be inclined as much to watch it.
But and I'm thinking from the business aspect of it, I guess. Now you have an event, an actual wrestling event, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday in the same city.
Yes.
You're going to be able to charge at the asshole twice for that. I know it's not. You probably have to charge a little bit less, but they're not going to charge half the price for WrestleMania tickets. They're not. So even if it's 75%, but it's over the course of 2 days, and now you get to have 2 actual main events, where you get to have Daniel Bryan and Kofi main eventing on Saturday, and then you get the triple threat on Sunday. You know what I mean? You get that end of the night moment with Kofi winning and holding the title up, and then also getting the end of the night moment the next night with Becky holding the title up. It's just a long fucking day. It just is. And I feel like the crowd reaction is sorely affected by that by the end of the night. So now you split it.
Yeah, but imagine it after 2 days though. And especially look at SmackDown. I remember SmackDown last year. It was not that SmackDown crowd was not as hype as the Raw crowd. And it slowly come that Tuesday
But that's also because SmackDown is so new at this right now. Raw was always the night you wanted to see.
Yeah.
It always was. So until they start giving SmackDown that same type of vibe as far as and I think they did last year.
They did the year before too, because that's when Nakamura debuted and things like that.
But you have to get people used to it. I think from a casual fan's perspective, the Monday night after WrestleMania is the craziest. So it needs to be built over time, and it won't be soon because it's moving back to Friday. Hold on. No, it's not. Is it?
What? It's one moving back to Friday.
Yeah, it's moving back to Friday.
What is?
On Fox.
Is it?
It's going to move back to Friday. Yeah, I thought that wasn't that the plan.
Well,
Fox was going to move it back to Friday.
That I forget.
That's why AEW was talking about doing Tuesdays. Was because people were used to it on Tuesdays. At least that's what they copyrighted. But I think the plan was for them to move back to Friday. And if that's the case, you're not going to have it on Tuesday anyway.
But I think your viewership would be down, and I don't think you would be yes, I think maybe you can sell out the state. I don't think you could sell out a football stadium 2 nights in a row for WrestleMania. Now, listen, I know they flubbed the numbers and stuff like that to make it a sellout, but I still don't think you're going to be able to do that 2 nights in a row for WrestleMania. You see WWE has issues with it when they do the 3 or 4 nights in a row, here in Philly when the Royal Rumble was here. They had Raw and SmackDown still had tickets you could buy the day of, not resale or anything like that, because it's hard for the same city, even though people are flying in and stuff like that, the same city to be invested going to 4 or 5, now 5 really, straight wrestling events that cost a lot of money for parking and all that stuff. Because that's like the additional cost to it to get people there, even if you lower ticket prices. But now, even so, on like a Saturday, like let's say WrestleMania splits over 2 days, and
right,
how are you going to be able to convince, like, you know, like for us, like like the reason why I like it when we do the thing, because it's it's a Sunday night, that it's just like, you know what, we're kind of done for the weekend. Nobody really has any, you know, less of family obligations or have to run out. And it's like kind of like, oh, we can just sit in and kind of relax, and we're able to watch it together. Right. And that's what I think you get a lot of during WrestleMania time. But to have to do that on both a Saturday and a Sunday night, you're really less likely to. Because here's the thing, like I'm looking at it as like I don't know if, and plus, as much as like WWE doesn't care, like the Ring of Honor show, now that gets kicked out. Like that doesn't happen. Like it messes, because if you know,
first of all, I don't think they care.
No.
Second of all, everything you just said, in the weirdest way, actually benefits WWE. Yes, does it suck for you not being able to go hang out with your buddies and watch it on one TV? Yes. Is it more likely that somebody wants to watch WrestleMania and doesn't want to go out back-to-back nights and might actually watch it on their own? I think now you get more people just watching it from home, which I know that you go through the network and all that other shit, but you might have somebody pay for the network for a month that normally wouldn't have, just to have access to it because they're not going out both nights. You know what I mean? I think does it ruin the experience from us as a fan? Yes. I think it leaves the potential to put a little bit more money in their pocket.
But with the amount of money they make already, I think it would ultimately hurt them in the long run. But
Dave, if you remember looking at what was rumored, what the number of matches they want to put on this card, and they still might, was like 18.
But imagine that now over 2 nights.
Yeah,
dude, I'd be
9 and 9.
No, 18 and 18.
No. It would not be 18 and 18.
It wouldn't be.
They would split this card up. No. This card would be split up.
It would not be split in half.
It would.
You would get honestly.
You would not get an 8-hour show, 8 to 10-hour show back-to-back nights.
You would get.
I'm talking about the whole point of it is to split it, so it's like 5 hours and 5 hours, or 4 hours and 4 hours.
Yeah, but then look at that. Like, so right now, if you're in MetLife Stadium for 8 hours, you are definitely getting a lot more food and drink over those 10 to 12 hours than you might pass up on getting a lot on food and drink if you're there 2 nights in a row.
And WWE cares about that. Why?
Because they get money from concessions. WWE makes it,
but
yeah,
the stadium makes it too. Yeah, like it's not all WWE that makes it off concessions.
Yes, I know, but the stadium makes it too. They would probably be at a overall loss if they split it over 2 nights because of the cost of employees and things like that. If they were to split that over 2 nights, 2 shorter nights rather than 1 longer night.
I don't know. I think they're only planning to make this longer, and I think it's obvious they're planning to make it longer. And you can't. Like you even said, you can't do Demon Balor, right? You just can't.
If you pick it outside stadium.
Unless and they're always going to pick an outside stadium. There's no reason for them to start going inside. There's no reason.
No, you go to stadiums with roofs.
Yeah, but now you're limiting where you can go.
You're already limiting where you can go. The most northeast they're going in a non-roof stadium is MetLife, just because it's near New York. Listen, as much as it,
how many other stadiums are they going to go that's more north than that?
Minneapolis, Detroit, they all have roofs on them. I'm trying to think of what other.
Yeah, now you're talking about ones without roofs. Like, can we both agree that there is a possibility they would come to Philly and go to the Link? There is a possibility.
Right? I don't think so anymore. Based on WWE's track record,
I think we lost it. The fact that it's getting older of a stadium, I don't believe it would come here. But I don't think the weather factor or anything like that, and not having a roof, was a reason why they didn't come here.
They went to Miami. They've been to Florida like 4 of the last 6 years.
But it's also because it's a place people want to go.
Exactly. Nobody wants to come to Philly.
Bryce Harper.
Listen, that's all that matters. If we get John Middleton in those discussions, I'll do that. All right, let's move to the rest of the matches.
I know, we got way off here, but no. And do I think they're going to change it? No, but I see the benefit from a business standpoint. As a fan, I hate it because if I were to go, and let's say I wanted to pick one night, which one do I pick? You don't even know what the fucking card is up until a couple days beforehand.
We didn't know the card when we bought our tickets.
Yeah,
and
I still don't know what the fucking card
is. And like we've said, like if we knew we would not have gone to Dallas if we knew the card.
Yeah, we went for the intrigue of being in Dallas, and that is the only problem in my eyes. The biggest problem with splitting it is not everybody's going to buy both days.
I agree.
And then how do you choose? Do you assume that Sunday's going to be the bigger moment?
So, yeah, probably. But speaking of Dallas, while we were in Dallas, we saw Shane McMahon wrestle. This year, Shane McMahon's wrestling The Miz. So, Mike, who do you got winning?
Look at that transition.
I got to get to work. Who do you got winning, Shane or The Miz? What do you think?
It's got to be The Miz. The way the storyline's going and everything, it makes sense. Either The Miz wins or The Miz's dad turns on him, one or the other.
Does he say, like, does Miz's dad say he's adopted or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's actually the long lost McMahon child. He's not even his son. Vince paid him money. It was never Hornswoggle. It was actually The Miz. That's where this storyline goes.
I think
is The Miz was actually the bastard son, and they've been paying Mr. Miz to watch after him.
Yeah, I got Miz winning too. Like it's hard for me to pick Shane winning any singles match against an actual wrestler.
The funny thing is, I was almost going to go with him because I don't have heels, and I was like, But the storyline I think is completely set for The Miz to finally
one up him. Is this a no disqualification match?
Who the fuck knows?
It probably will turn to. Shane's going to jump. Shane's going to do his. He's going to play the hits.
He's gonna jump from the 200 level.
Yeah, he's gonna. He'll jump off of something. Most likely, it'll be Sanity because he's recruited Sanity basically to be his henchman.
I want to see Mr. Miz give Shane McMahon the what the hell is the name of his finisher?
Skull crushing finale.
Yes.
I want to see Mr. Miz do coast to coast. Alrighty.
That's what this match should be. It should be Shane McMahon and Mr. Miz.
Oh man.
They completely missed the boat.
All right. Let's talk it. Well, before we talk about the main event.
Now we got one more before this.
Possible Undertaker match?
Yes.
Who do you think? Do you think he's going to be here?
I think if he is, this is more likely to be the Elias disruption.
I was going to say Elias.
Then I know we mentioned John Cena as possibly being that. I think if the Undertaker's there, this becomes an Elias disruption. Although I would love for an impromptu Kane Undertaker match as my long shot of the day.
I think you'll get it. I think you'll get an Undertaker match. It'll be like The Rock, Eric Rowan from WrestleMania 32, to where it adds to a streak.
Yeah, and that's where I kind of see the Elias thing. Him kind of coming out.
It makes perfect sense for Elias.
Yeah.
So, alrighty. So that was fast. Alrighty, the main event.
Well, that's because we got about 30 minutes of talking on this, and we have 10 minutes of air left. So.
Yes. Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch.
All right, you can start this off because I have a lot to say.
Okay. First thing first, I am very happy they announced beforehand that this is going to be the main event. I'm glad we are not going in. It's the right thing. It is. This is. I think originally last year I said it was going to be Charlotte Rousey.
And I think that was the plan.
And they changed it due to Becky Lynch. And as much as I would like to see a one-on-one, I'm happy it's a triple threat. They did kind of shoehorn Charlotte into this, but I think it works. With where everything's at, I don't like that the SmackDown title's on the line here now too.
And they haven't really described what the hell that means. It says winner take all, but they haven't really explained it.
Well, it's just that whoever wins gets both titles. I think Stephanie.
Until WrestleMania starts, and then they describe what winner takes all actually means.
Yeah. I think this has a legitimate shot of being the best match of the night as the main event, and I don't remember the last time the main event was the best match of the night. I'm thinking maybe Michaels Undertaker 26.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't
off the top of my head. I can't think of anything recently.
27 was Miz Cena. 28 was Rock Cena, which was not the best match, but that was the right thing. 29 was Rock Cena again. 30 was never mind. 30 was the triple threat.
I was gonna say the Rollins cash in.
The match wasn't. The cash-in was cool moment, but the match itself wasn't the best match of the night.
Well, I was going to say about that. That it was a memorable match, but I don't know that it was the best.
The triple threat match was the best, not the best match of the night, but it was up there. When Orton, Batista, Bryan. 32 was Reigns, Triple H. 33 was what was 30? Oh, Reigns, Undertaker. 34 was Lesnar Reigns. Yeah, so at least since WrestleMania 30. But again, that wasn't the best match that night.
Yeah.
But this, I think, has a legitimate shot of being the best match of the night as the main event. Worthy spot of it to be because it is the best story they have going in there. That's why I think this is such a good card because they're not shoehorning this match in there, because they're women. They earned this spot. So I'm very happy with everything that... And here's the thing, this is where I got Becky winning. I just think it's going to happen. But the weird thing is, and this is what kind of sucks, you kind of brought it up, Rollins cash-in. Rollins pinned Reigns. So with this one, I think it's going to be Becky pinning Charlotte, not Rousey.
Really?
I think they're doing it to protect Rousey a little bit. I don't want to see that happen. I want to see Becky pin Rousey. I want to pin. Personally, I don't like the tap outs. I want to pin. So I got Becky winning. The only thing I don't want to see have happen in this match is a hug at the end by all three women.
Yeah, no, just that can't happen.
Or all the women on stage,
coming out with roses and stuff like that.
I don't want that. It's just treat them the same.
That was the worst. The one I remember more than any that I was like, this is awful. Was the Iron Woman match?
Oh, I thought
match, whatever they.
I thought that was
no. I hate that. I hate it. Don't break kayfabe at the end of the thing. Sasha Banks literally made this superfan cry and everything like that, and now they're all one big happy family. She did everything possibly to be this dastardly heel, and now they're all like, "Oh my god, that was amazing! Good job, ladies!" No, you don't have to do that every time. That doesn't need to happen every time.
I agree, but that was the first time, though. That was legitimately the first time that they main evented a.
But it didn't. When it's people.
But it was also
when you have a face in the match or something like that. When it's not meant to be as personal, I can understand it a little bit more.
That was also NXT. It's a different crowd, and that's where the crowd knew. I'm not as upset about that one. I thought that one was was kind of well deserved because they first Iron Man's match, and then they main evented it and it worked. But this one, I'm just hoping it doesn't happen, just because we're past that point. I feel in this whole women's evolution thing that they're trying to go for.
The celebration enough was them announcing it before.
Yes.
That was enough to celebrate.
Yes.
It was to because to be honest with you, it painted them in the corner too. Not that I thought there was any doubt that this wasn't going to be the main event.
I had a little doubt.
Let's say, in my mind, I thought it was an absolute. But let's say day of, Vince gets ideas and gets worried. They're painted in a corner now.
Yeah.
Nothing can change last minute. They as I talked about yesterday on the Raw version of this episode, they purposely leave this stuff open. They don't like to paint themselves in the corner, and they paint themselves in the corner with the main event. And it's great because I feel like it should. It should have been guaranteed. You don't leave it up to Vince's last minute tinkering. You leave it where it should be.
Yes.
And it gives them time to promote it. It becomes a bigger spectacle if you announce it ahead of time. And that's what they've been able to do is they got a little bit more national coverage out of it by announcing it ahead of time.
I agree. Like it's right. So
yeah.
Go. I'll let you go.
Okay. All right. Here's my. I will start with. I have Becky Lynch winning. I have Becky Lynch making Ronda Rousey tap. But I have Becky Lynch winning. All right. Now I started talking about this a little bit yesterday.
Hold on. While you go, do I have time to get a shower and get dressed for work? Is this going to take that long?
Yes.
Okay.
I think, and I had been thinking this the whole time, and then I read a quote unquote rumor. Now, whether or not it's true, I don't know. But apparently, the one thing I'd read, and it was a couple weeks ago, and I hate reading anything that kind of tips off what might be in store, was that you may see the end of this WrestleMania lead into next year's main event. Now, what can be bigger than this triple threat? 4 horsewomen against 4 horsewomen. You end the night with Becky, Sasha, Charlotte, and Bayley all holding up titles. That pisses off the rest of the other 4 horsewomen. You bring them up on Raw or SmackDown, and you slowly start it over the course of a year to finally have it come to a head at next year's WrestleMania. Now that's where that whole winner-take-all thing has to, in my version of this, has to be described as if Charlotte pins Rousey, she gets the Raw title. If Ronda pins Charlotte, she gets the SmackDown title. You know what I mean? Like whoever pins who gets that title. And I view it as like Becky chooses to go after Rousey instead of Charlotte at the end, you know what I mean? And she kind of, you might get that hug between her and Charlotte while they both beat down Rousey or something like that, or kick her out of the ring, and you get that embrace with them too. You know what I mean? I've been waiting for this 4 horsewomen against 4 horsewomen, and I feel like right now they have an opportunity to give Becky the title, to have Becky and Charlotte get somewhat on the same side, and to end the night with the 4 horsewomen of the WWE holding up titles and hugging each other. And the way you do that is by explaining winner take all means only Ronda or Charlotte can win both titles. That Becky only wins the title that she wins, and she beats Ronda Rousey for it. And now you don't have Becky at the end holding up 2 titles. You have the 4 horsewomen holding up the 4 women's titles.
That
with each other.
That paints a weird picture though, because you have, well, they did it when they fought at whatever that takeover, but then you have Charlotte losing, holding up her title, even though she wasn't pinned.
But she didn't lose. Ronda lost.
Yeah, she lost the match though. Ronda was pinned, but Charlotte still lost the match.
Yeah,
it's a weird image.
And maybe it doesn't come until Monday night. You know, maybe that image doesn't come on WrestleMania. Maybe it comes the next night. But I could realistically see this heading into it. And on Friday night, I know whether or not we get into the prediction, there's a good chance Baszler loses her title. They have her in a 4-way.
Yes.
I don't know if she has to be pinned to lose her title. I'm going to assume not. It's a way to keep her strong without her being pinned, and then be able to get her up to the main roster to start this. Finally start this. And the only thing that could be considered bigger than what this triple threat's going to be is 4 horsewomen against 4 horsewomen.
Yeah, I don't think that, to me, that's not Mania main event, though. Like, that's, like, I don't think it's that big. I don't think it's as big as a WrestleMania main event.
No, and I know, but that's because I don't even like triple threats for the main event at WrestleMania. I like it to be a singles match. So now you put 8 females in at the main event. Yeah, and could it be one of the quote unquote main events where they have 5 matches and it's considered one of the main events next year? Then yeah,
I don't think WWE is going to build another year-long WrestleMania main event similar to what they did with The Rock Cena.
But see, that's the thing. They don't have to necessarily build it right now.
I think
it can happen over time.
I think this is perfect for SummerSlam.
I think so too.
Everything you're talking about, I would just shift up the entire timeline 6 months and have it at SummerSlam, and I think that is a perfect main event for SummerSlam, because I think SummerSlam is also back in LA this year. It's not in New York.
Okay. And you have some type of Survivor Series. The Survivor Series comes before SummerSlam?
Nah, Survivor Series is November.
Okay. But then maybe you have a rematch of it at Survivor Series.
If you want to draw it out a little bit.
Yeah, you can get a little bit more out of it. And who the hell knows? Maybe you finally get Rousey, Becky Lynch 1-on-1.
I like the idea of Becky only winning the title she pins for, because I can see it as a way of Vince McMahon trying to screw Becky out of it again.
Yeah, and that's why I keep thinking they haven't explained what the winner takes all is, and I could realistically see that so Rousey could win the match and not win an extra title by pinning Becky. Like, it's almost like whoever you pin, you get that title kind of thing. So I think it puts a little bit of intrigue on the match a little bit too. Like, will they put both titles on Ronda?
Yes, or will they put both titles on Charlotte?
On Charlotte, both of them make a hell of a lot of sense to hold up both titles. They just do.
I agree.
And then now it's who's Becky going to pin? It adds a little bit of extra intrigue to this match where the whole winning both titles. I feel like it has to be Becky right now. If anybody's winning both titles, I feel like it has to be Becky. But if you say, it's who you pin, now it's like, who's Becky going to pin?
Yeah.
Is it going to be Charlotte or Ronda? How are we going about this? Are they going to put the belt on Becky without Ronda ever losing the title? Which is another way around it. Like you said, with Ronda not losing at all, you can have Ronda not lose her title. So there's a lot of directions they can still go in that match. So I like the idea of that happening. But I view this as leading at least somewhat into after this weekend, or I guess after Tuesday, after this whole WrestleMania week-long thing.
Yeah.
I see there at least be a foreshadowing of the 4 horsewomen of WWE coming back together.
I think you'll get, I definitely see something regardless of...
And you possibly see a Baszler call-up. Maybe not all 4 of them, but a Baszler call-up. And then you kind of wait for the other 2 to come up after a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, I would like this to lead to that. So that's where I've been excited to talk about, because we've been talking about it now for a year.
We have been. Hey, if anything, what's kind of nice is we were somewhat right. I said last year, I said women's main event, Charlotte Rousey is what it's going to be.
Yeah, and it was after Charlotte beat Asuka.
Yes.
It made more sense. Because the thought was Asuka being undefeated against Rousey. And then Charlotte beating Asuka. So, yeah, I think if Becky doesn't go off the way... Becky and Kofi kind of organically, push themselves into where they are. But Becky is just another beast. I mean, it's not Kofi Mania at all. Becky is there to stay. And they have no reason to push her back down.
Yeah. So you might actually have a very true power couple at the end of this, because apparently her and Rollins are dating.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard. I saw something like that. So they could both imagine that.
Yeah.
Them both holding up the titles and then banging each other.
And then the video comes out and they have to replace both titles.
No, don't say that. That's wrong. No. So, all right, yeah, we both got Becky. As much as I would love to sit here and talk about it more, I kind of started to get going to work. So overall, I think this is going to be a really good Mania. It's going to be long.
Yeah, I think so too. That's what I'm upset that I'm not off, but there's other reasons why I'm not.
Yeah. Life. You know, life comes in sometimes.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm probably not missing part of the pre-show.
Nah.
I think I'm going to one of those foam things, whatever the trampoline parks or something like that. I got
foam things, a foam party.
Well, no, not a foam party, like the trampoline parks that have the foam pits. That it's like a kid's, like it's a 3-year-old or 4-year-old's birthday that I'm going to. So I'm like, yo, can I jump in the foam pit?
That is absolutely more important than the pre-show.
Yes, honestly, yes. So, but no, this should be a really good Mania. I think.
Yes.
Are there any things you hope do not happen? Real fast, just at the end. Like, I hope Lesnar does not walk out with the title. That is one thing they just need to move on with.
I hope Rousey doesn't have both titles at the end.
I kind of hope that too.
I'd rather see Charlotte with both titles at the end than Rousey, to be honest with you. I just hope that Rousey does not come out on top with both titles at the end, unless it is from some type of outside interference, and it furthers along a 4 horsewomen against 4 horsewomen type deal.
I would agree with that. But I actually hope...
I do not want her winning straight out. You know what?
I hope they don't do that. Because I don't want the main event to end in a disqualification or something like that. I don't want... Yeah, I don't...
Well, the greatest main event of all time was The Miz beating Cena, and that was... The
Miz did beat Cena in the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah, and that was with The Rock's help.
That's not how it will go down in the history books. It will just go down as a win for The Miz and a loss for Cena.
There's no disqualification in a triple threat.
That is true.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I hope Charlotte pulls off a good moonsault, too. Yeah, I think that's really the main thing. Like, I just hope that Lesnar doesn't win and Ronda doesn't come out with the titles. I think everything else I'd be fine with really any of the...
That's what I like about this Mania. Like I said, there's not really many matches that I look at and I'm like, I'm going to be pissed one way or the other.
Yeah.
I think Lesnar's going to win, so I'm not going to be pissed if he does. And if Rousey has both titles, it better be off of some type of help from Baszler or Shafir or Duke.
Yeah. I agree with that. Or her husband.
Yes.
Because I'm assuming he's going to be at ringside.
Yeah, Ric Flair is going to beat the hell out of him.
Do you think Ric Flair is going to be involved in the match at all?
Possibly.
Who do you
like that answer?
Yes. Quickly. Who do you think will have the best entrance?
The best entrance?
Yes.
Oh God, you really pulling this shit out.
Yeah.
It's going to be like Triple H or Batista. Unfortunately,
I'm going Samoa Joe. Because
really?
he's going to have
you think he's
going to have he's just going to walk to the ring, but I think hearing the entire
Oh, I thought you meant like you know.
What I think is the coolest entrance is just going to be, I think, Joe walking to the ring.
It's just going to be Joe walking out with everybody saying Joe.
Yeah.
That's what you think's going to be best.
Well, just because I think it's going to be really loud. Like, just because, like, I think like during the Becky and all the other matches, all the chants is going to be like, you know, let's go Becky or Becky. It's going to start sounding mumbled together. But Joe is just really short, fast, and I think everyone's going to be able to get in good unison with it, and it's going to sound really cool.
I'm very hopeful that they give all 3 women some type of special entrance.
Yes.
That's one thing I am hopeful for. I don't want to see Rousey coming out with bagpipes or something, and then Charlotte coming out in this thing, and then Becky comes out normal, and it's like, I want to see all 3 of them. I want this to be built up to the level it should be built up at.
Rousey has Joan Jett performing. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I remember they already announced something with her.
I forgot about that.
But that's I would hope that all 3 of them have some type of special entrance in some way, shape, or form.
I'm assuming Seth Rollins is going to come out as like Thanos, like dressed in a Thanos costume, like get ring gear or something like that. That is one prediction I will say. Finn Balor, I think I'm going to be disappointed. Like, as much as I want to see it, I think I'm going to be disappointed with his entrance. And then Triple H will probably... I always love Triple H's entrances, so... But, all right. Anything else you want to add to the WrestleMania stuff? There might be an episode after this. We don't know yet.
Yes. How about real quick, an off-the-wall hope of, like... an off-the-wall prediction kind of thing, if you have anything in your mind, like completely off the wall.
I said it yesterday, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens win the Raw Tag Team titles.
Okay.
I think...
I will go with Undertaker makes his appearance after Demon Balor wins the title, leading to next year, Demon Balor and Undertaker.
One other one, the return of Santina Marella, and she wins the Women's Battle Royal.
Okay. Yeah, that was too off the wall for me.
I went really off the wall. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, if this is our last episode of the week, enjoy WrestleMania. Yes. We hope you enjoyed these predictions. We're gonna get back into the real swing of things, hopefully after WrestleMania.
Yeah, we'll probably have one more random day posted episode, and then we'll try to get back on
our schedule.
Somewhat normal schedule.
Yeah, because we know that's what you, the fans, want.
No, yeah.
So, enjoy it. Have fun. Spend time with your family and friends during this wonderful season of giving.
And your kids.
Screw the kids. All right, everyone. I got nothing else. I got to get to work. So, later, guys. Have a good one. We'll catch you next week.
Happy WrestleMania week, everybody.